And again, Chelsea fans, be careful of the narrative you set.
I mean, the easy non-stick.
While at place that I don't need, yeah, while at the place that I don't really need, I would say, well, just an artist you said, I think Caicedo, the fact that Caicedo went up also impacted from Chelsea actually winning the game. Because I think 11 men, Chelsea win the game. He was actually owning the midfield, in my humble opinion. What you think, but I think he was actually owning, owning that midfield. So Caicedo got sent off after a while, and rightfully so, because yeah, you don't want to do.
How can you prove how good you are if Arsenal aren't very good? It doesn't make sense. That means you stopped a team winning that weren't very good. How does that make you really good? It doesn't make sense. There's a disconnect in the logic there. Yesterday, and let's be fair to both teams. Chelsea demonstrated they are in and around that league title challenging level.
I think I'll chime in on this a bit now. Now, fair point. If there's any Chelsea fan out there saying, "Oh, Arsenal are even a good side," so I kind of get where he could be coming from. Then how then can you be arguing that you are indeed a good team if you only played well against a team? But on the flip side of it, you can say, well, this Arsenal side that everyone is giving the big guns about, saying that the super team, that the best team in Europe, we made them look ordinary. We made them look mundane, pedestrian. We made them look like school kids on the pitch playing with adults. So yeah, you could flip the argument both ways. Yeah. But let's continue with our reaction. It's turning out to be a longish one. I hope you enjoy.
When they apply themselves, when they remain concentrated, when they remain compact defensively, they're a match for anybody. They're a match for anybody. And Eden, when you write some, I said the word some very, very clearly. They prove they're a match for it. Equally, Arsenal not winning the game isn't proof they're not going to win the league, isn't proof they're not a top team. You can go back and look at the greatest club sides of all time. Look at their seasons. They all drop points. And sometimes they drop points to teams that are getting relegated or not very good European sides. It happens. It's normal.
Good point.
Think but credit. I just love their tenacity. But it was the way they remained so compact and hard to break down when they went down to 10 men. And playing against 10 men has always been a hard thing to do in the Premier League. Chelsea kind of bucked that trend against Brighton and Man United this year. They actually became much easier to play against. We saw Everton on Monday just be very hard for Man United to break down. And yes, you get banter when you can't break a team down like that. And there's an element of criticism that they can be. But I was really impressed with Chelsea, and it's a lot of credit. And
to get the Reece James boxes.
The only other guy in Premier League history I can think of that genuinely did that. You got Ronaldo, who did it to a degree, but he didn't play striker at Man United. He only played on the right wing and left. Central midfield, world class in holding. I'm not talking a world class centre back who can also step out into a right back position occasionally. I'm talking two completely separate jobs in a team. He's world class on both. But the only other guy in Premier League history I can think of that genuinely did that. You got Ronaldo.
I think I would say that's a moot point. Reece James being world class, I think it's a kind of a moot point because he's been world class for a couple of years. He's just been injury prone, and I don't think because you get injuries make you not world class. I think while availability is the best ability because that means you're there to actually show your world class ability on the pitch. It's what I did there, but it doesn't necessarily mean you're not world class. Now, if you're talking about stepping into midfield, he's proving himself that he's actually he's cutting it now. But I would still prefer him at right back because now this may sound controversial, but I promise you this is not what I don't want. That's not my intention. Because when you're defending deep against a team that like Arsenal that at the moment wanted to attack, it's easy for you. Not easy, but you kind of have better understanding of what you want to do, of what you should do as a midfielder. But it's when people start popping balls about that midfield that then, yeah. But when it came to the physical battle, when it came to the athletic battle, when it came to the passing accuracy, Reece James was absolutely it. And I'll say this, for a right back that can do that, that just means you're absolutely a world class. And I'll say another Chelsea player that also kind of did that was Aspi Quetta. He played at right back. He was signed as a right back. He also played centre back in a 2, played as a right centre back in a 3. So that also another player that kind of showed you can kind of do it, but players are rare. Players are indeed rare that can do that. So Reece James, world class. It's a moot point, I think. Just like saying, "Ooh, Ugo, you black." Yeah, I kind of been like this since I was born. So, yeah.
Who did it to a certain degree, but he didn't play striker at Man United. He only played on the right wing.
Who don't be like, oh, is he better than Reece James at right back? Because he's been performing consistently for a long time. But for me, whenever Reece James does come back and he gets back to the level we know he gets to, he's just that bit ahead.
As I'll say, Reece James, when he's fit, is the best right back in the world. That's it. I think I'm have him on a lineup 1 and 2. Most part, Reece James 1 or lineup 2. Trent Alexander-Arnold can only do one part of the job because you must be able to defend as well, not just long passes and all that stuff. Yeah, so yeah, I can agree. I think he's the best right back for England. I'm sure that's where he's going to play for Tuchel.
Just like you say, when Tottenham had Kane and Son, that the jump, and those 3 players for me are the jump for Chelsea to push them into those, high conversations in these one-off games. They'll cause any team in the world a problem.
I think it's like say with Chelsea this year. Last year they had the chance to be top at Christmas. They played Everton, they drew, and then they were second at Christmas. So like we do, I think the performance.
Yeah, fair point. I agree with a lot of what you said. So fair point on that one. So the thing is, with Chelsea, good performance against Arsenal. Chelsea tend to struggle when it comes to playing against the sides like the Burnley. I was happy with the win, even if it wasn't that impressive. Chelsea tend to struggle. Chelsea fans wonder what you think. They tend to struggle playing against this supposedly less fancy side. So top marks to them for actually coming good in that regard. Now, Wednesday, you're going to come up against Leeds United. So what are you going to do there? That's another tester. I think João Pedro isn't quite good enough because irrespective of how nice a player looks on the ball, Joga Bonito, step over his leg over, shimmy, shammy. If you don't score goals or if you don't have that killer instinct as a striker, I'm sorry, you're not going to quite cut it, right? You are not a good striker. You could have all the skills. What set Aaron apart? He had all the skills, the dynamism. What made him a world-class striker? I mean, he could score goals. He could dribble the entirety of a team. He could make goalkeepers look silly. But end of the day, he always back his goals. Harry Kane drops deep into midfield, blah, 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 blah. He scores goals. Victor Osimhen pace for days, high pressing, high energy, high octane football. End of the day, he scores goals. Erling Haaland, Viking King, 6'4", 6'3", powerful, pace, da, da, da. End of the day, he scores goals. So no matter how you play, the thing is, you score goals. That hunger in the box, that's what differentiates number 9s, strikers from every other player. You might have a nice winger, but what differentiates a striker from that nice winger is that striker's ability to score goals out of nothing. That instinct in the box, when that cross flashes across goal, he's able to latch onto it and score. When he has a half chance, not quite balanced, facing the goalkeeper, you smash it into the net. You just hoof it. After you smash it top bins, find a way to score. That's what differentiates the the actual strikers from your secondary strikers, your wingers, your 10s. So that's it. So, yeah. And the last bit I'll take from this and would end the video. So let me know, guys, if you want to see me do more updates reacting to what different football fans are saying across. Of course, definitely I'll be doing another one from the terrace. Maybe I'll do a little bit one. Maybe I want, and also want to have fans come on this channel. So if you want to come on the channel, let me know in the comment section, and then we'll talk about how it will get done. So remember to subscribe to the channel, smash the like button. I do apologize. This is kind of a long one, but yeah.
Putting in this year probably a little bit more like improved and aggressive, and they're actually not relying on one player, which I think they maybe were a little bit reliant on Cole Palmer last year, and they've kind of evolved. It'll be interesting to use Cole Palmer to come back, because obviously Reece James is playing in beside Enzo and Casado. Estevao on the right wing is someone that like a lot of Chelsea fans obviously want to see him playing. Pedro Neto is playing really well. Like, what way will they fit Cole Palmer into the team? Will they be as aggressive?
Right back into the 10, don't you think? And then Reece James gets shifted out on right back, and they just sort of reset the system in this way. Like,
yeah, well, I think the balance with like Gusto and Reece James at like on that right side, I think they look a lot more like complete.
Yeah, kind of in a weird way, Reece James looks better alongside Caicedo in midfield. Allow Caicedo to go box to box a bit, and then Enzo in the 10. But once Cole Palmer is fit, you'll be mad not to have him in that 10 role. You'll be absolutely out of your mind not to have him in that 10 role. And then, of course, Gusto probably could go back being on the bench, and Reece James starting at the right back. And you could also have a situation, of course, Gusto coming on in games for Reece James, and Reece James isn't going to play every game. Enzo Maresca even said as much, that he doesn't expect him to play the Leeds United game. So yeah, so I kind of we do that. Gusto may just be the one that goes to sit on the bench. So I think it was a nice one. So I think thanks so much for the guys at the terrace. Hope I'm on there another time, but still right here on this channel. So I'll give my final thoughts. So Reece James has been world class. Reece James started playing after that Tuchel season, or Tuchel half season. He became a very good player, and then after that, he became world class. And into the next season, he became world class. So top match, Reece James, top player. Chelsea in the title race. People are trying to sneak that in there. For me, I think Robert Sanchez has been very good, but I think he has one or two Bozo moments in him. So, but the main part is the striking position is not good enough, because you need a striker that scores from half a chance. Oh, this game is tough right now. There's this cross. You have three defenders there. Oh, look. Oh, Simon. Put it like that. Go. You need that kind of striker. Oh, they're not going to score. Okay, what a shot. 40 yards out. Those are the kind of strikers that let you win titles. I'm sorry, right now, João Pedro isn't looking like he is that. Chelsea fans, I know what you think. You rave for what's his face, João Pedro. For me, I've watched him a couple of times, and he needs multiple chances. I'm not talking about 1, 2, 3. I'm talking about 4, 5, 6 chances before he can score goals. So, thank you so much for being on this very, very long one. Woo, super long. I hope you watch it to the end. I'll see you on another video. Hope you subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, and I'll see you on another video. Peace.